them, but it is different when we get to be around Tribe in person. So I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge those individuals and organizations that made this event possible. I want to acknowledge our title sponsor, the Climate Action Campaign. If I can have Kiera Rutherford to join me briefly, our gold sponsor for this evening, the Environmental Defense Fund. If I could have the Miss Cecile Brown to join me on the podium. And then our other gold sponsor, the Union of Concerned Scientists with the one and only Elise Tolbert. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Cecile Brown. Just on behalf of the Environmental Defense Fund, just want to thank Black Millennials for Flint for having us today. We're thrilled and honored to support the Young, Gifted, and Green movement, advancing environmental justice. EDF, we're on a journey to center people in everything that we do. And we're just honored to be here to celebrate this evening.
Hi everybody. My name is Kiera Rutherford. I'm the Director of Partner Engagement. I want to thank Black Millennials for Flint for having me here today. I did a little bit of a speech. I put my specs on. You know, contrary to popular belief, millennials are not 12. We are pushing middle age, so I can't see. Okay. So again, I'm so thrilled to be here among so many environmental justice activists and extremely proud to be personally honored with all of you. I want to thank again Black Millennials for Flint for hosting this awards reception and allowing CAC to be a part of this wonderful celebration of champions. I want to give a huge congratulations for the live stream Green Table Talk. I was very proud to have been there in person to witness that. I always get to watch it on Facebook Live. It was really great and robust conversation about Black and Brown EJ warriors. So congratulations to the panelists and the hosts for that. So, as we know, communities of color and traditionally overburdened communities are hit first and worst by climate change and dangerous pollution. And that's why earlier this month, with over 200 advocacy organizations coordinated by CAC, including Black Millennials for Flint, we launched the Solutions for Pollution campaign. And so what is that, you may ask? The goal of Solutions for Pollution is to raise the ambition of the Biden administration to push for the strongest possible federal pollution standards. And that will protect our air, water, health, and bolster clean energy and fight climate change. Now, during the Green Table Talk, the question was asked, what is your call to action? And so our call to action is that we need the Biden administration to use all of its existing authority from its climate, public health, and pollution safeguards possible to protect our health, our communities, and our environment And so whether you're new to this or you're true to this, my call to action today is if you're interested in learning more about the Solutions for Pollution campaign, please visit actonclimate.com/solutions. So, once again, thank you so much for allowing CAC to be a part of this celebration. Congratulations to all the award recipients. You are a shining example of how together we can fight the most harmful impacts of climate change. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elise Tolbert, and I am the Senior Energy Campaign Manager at the Union of Concerned Scientists. In my role, we have the goal of modernizing our nation's energy grid, getting more renewables up on the grid, and ultimately taking down dirty pollution that we know has for too long impacted Black and Brown communities disproportionately. And tonight, I am extremely excited to have the opportunity to celebrate young leaders who are bold, courageous, and ambitious, and who will continue to transform our nation and our world. Last year, I was awarded this award, and so it is really an honor for me to just be in a class of people who continue to use their skills, their wit, their time, and their tenacity to push for policies, actions, meetings in their community that really make a change on pollution, on climate change, and on quality of life. So on behalf of the Union of Concerned Scientists and myself, I want to congratulate Black Millennials for Flint as an organization that continues to do this work, and also congratulate all of the awardees tonight who are being awarded for the hard work that is often unseen, often unawarded, often unrecognized, and very much worth appreciating. Thank you all so much.
All right, we're gonna move forward with this good program. Y'all still feeling good? All right, before we bring up the phenomenal Chair Brenda Mallory, I have the esteemed honor to bring up our Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening, one of my personal sheroes, the one and only Heather McTeer-Tony. If you can join me here at the podium while she's walking up, y'all, this is the definition of Black Girl Magic. Walk her strong to this podium. I mean, she has served in all capacities of public service, as an elected official, hello somebody, working in green spaces, working, advocating with mothers, and also now currently with the Environmental Defense Fund. It is such an honor to have you with us this evening, and welcome Heather McTeer-Tony.
Thank you so much, and good evening, everyone. Oh, come on, we are finally back at the celebration of Blackness. It is so wonderful to be here and to be back at the Congressional Black Caucus, the annual legislative caucus. Now, I am Generation X, okay? So saying that means a couple of things. Number one, it means I highly respect you all and the devices that you are now holding, because you know how to work them much better than I do. Please make me look good on Instagram, TikTok, and everything else. Okay? And I'll give you my tag later on. I also highly respect and appreciate you because you understand and know the issues that we are dealing with right now. You are living the environmental justices and injustices that we are trying to solve. You are the best suited to do this. I want to stop for a moment and acknowledge those who right now are living through the extreme weather of Hurricane Ian and all that it has done. And as it is moving up the coastal waves, I know that your friends, family members, and those that you are working on behalf of are thinking of solutions to ensure that the frontline communities that are hit first and worst are not only protected, but that we are doing the work to ensure that this does not continue to have travesty in our communities. And that is why Brenda Mallory is such a perfect person to come and have this conversation this evening. I met Brenda the first time when we were both at the Environmental Protection Agency. I was a new regional administrator under President Obama, and Brenda was on her way out of serving in her space, and we were going to Spelman College, my school. Spelman system. Yes, I love it. We were going to Spelman, and we were having a conversation with the leadership to talk about not only what environmentalism and what we could do in our roles, but understanding and recognizing that we were in the space of growth for young women who were coming along and doing this work. And so that's what I want you to know about Brenda. Brenda Mallory, she was confirmed by the United States Senate on April the 14th, 2021, and sworn in as the 12th chair of the Council on Environmental Quality. She is the first African American to serve in this position. As chair, she advises the president on environmental and natural resources policies that improve, preserve, and protect public health and the environment for America's communities. She is focused particularly on addressing the environmental justice and climate change challenges the nation faces while advancing opportunities for job growth and economic development. Brenda Mallory is a person who is not only focused and committed on communities, she is a mother like myself. She is raised and raising children, and when she's talking to you from a heart of someone who is trying to solve problems and assist us from the perspective of the future. She is a spouse, she is a friend, she is a sister, and I want you to please welcome my friend, Brenda Mallory.
Hello, everyone. It is such a thrill to be here. I'm just so excited to have this opportunity. And boy, just looking around and seeing your faces just warms my heart. I have to say, there is really nothing that is more exciting to me, particularly now, as I see how many young and energized people there are who are looking to work on environmental issues, environmental justice issues in particular. And so just having the chance to be here with you tonight is great. I'm gonna get rid of my water bottle. And thank you, Heather, so much. I said Heather as I was passing her. Thanks for moving to me as a real person. People lose track of that. Sometimes I listen to people introducing me and I'm like, who is that person they're talking about? That's not me, because I am more of those things that she described at the end than some of the other stuff that gets pushed out. So this is just such a great event, and I think also the idea of it, the idea of sort of recognizing young people who are coming up and creating platforms and giving them an opportunity to start to show what they can do early is just such a tremendous idea. We are aging. I'm among the aged people out there, and we really need to actually infuse the work that we're doing with more of the spirit of young people and young ideas, because we've done a lot to kind of mess things up, and we need help getting it right. So I think today, what I want to also acknowledge Latricia. I don't know which. Yeah, y'all don't know, but Latricia's on the White House Environmental Justice Advisory Council. And I told her that the reason I was a few minutes late is because there was a meeting and I was supposed to just be there and say hi, but you can never just say hi. So thank you for all the work that you're doing on the council. The council has been such a really kind of an inspirational part of the environmental justice work that we're doing at the White House. The vision for it was really to elevate the council. There have been years, there have been NEJACs, which I won't try to say all those what they mean, but EPA has had a similar council, and the idea was to place it in the White House and to allow a group of people who would have an opportunity to kind of speak to all of us about the things that are important and make sure that we are disseminating that information, creating the opportunity for people to connect with people all across the federal government. And we're doing our best. We're trying to make that vision real. And I'm just grateful for the folks who are showing, basically when you come out and you're in the first group of people who do it, you really got to help build it. It's not just a question of oh, I'm going to be on something that's existed for 10 years and everybody knows how to work it. No, we're trying to figure out how to work it. And so I think it's really important, and I appreciate all the folks who are making that commitment. I got to shout out to a couple of other people here. First, I want to hit Ahmad Perez, who was at CEQ intern this summer and did phenomenal work. I mean, the people, I actually thought he had been there for a long time, but no, he was so beloved, and I'm just grateful for him and what he's about to do in this world. And then just met Dorian Blythers just this weekend, and I have to say, Dorian, we spent the time in the car getting to Warren County, North Carolina for EPA's event, and I felt by the time the car ride was over, we were family again. So just grateful for his energy and the work that he's doing. I guess one of my favorite things about being the chair of the White House Council on Environmental Quality is that it does allow me to kind of go out and meet lots of people who are doing great work, and in particular to meet young people like you all who have great ideas about things that we should be doing. And the reason that it's so important and so valuable is that it takes whatever policy conversation we're having around any number of issues and makes it real. It usually when you're talking to people, the examples that we are discussing, the situations that relate to the lady next door or their aunt or their grandmother or, someone that they have been trying to help personally, takes it out of that theoretical realm. And I think that's so important that we get that input and that we are able to try to connect what it will mean to actually institute a policy to the people who really need it most. And in some ways, I think that, and when I think about the money that we just got on the IRA and the bipartisan infrastructure law, I think our big challenge now is just making sure that those dollars and those benefits, which are tremendous, there's no question about it, historic, we talk a lot about that, but none of that will matter if we can't figure out how to make sure that the dollars reach the people who are most in need. And I feel like that's what our focus is, and that's why it's really important that we are making these connections with people in the community, and that folks like you all are helping us to establish that. Let's see. I was asked to do basically two things today, and so the first is really just to talk a little bit about my personal journey and kind of why I am doing what I'm doing. I feel in some ways like the 35 plus, maybe 40 year career that I've had in some ways kind of set up this moment, created the possibility of this opportunity that I'm so grateful for. But when I started at the beginning, it wasn't clear that was going to be what the journey was. I wasn't really involved in environmental issues. I didn't really know them. I wasn't looking to get involved in them. I was looking to have an opportunity to be a good lawyer originally in a private practice environment. And then you, as with many things, I think, and you'll find this in your own experiences, you start doing things, and it is through the work and through the opportunities that you learn and you understand what is possible in the work that you start to kind of create your own vision of what makes sense. And so I spent the first probably almost half at this point of my career in private practice. I did a lot of work in a firm for local communities, for cities, for subdivisions of cities who were trying to actually usually build something, usually part of some economic development project, and I was helping to do kind of environmental permitting on that for folks. And then I moved to EPA, and EPA was really the beginning of a whole new venture. And what I feel like I am most grateful for, and what I am most gratified for, is that EPA was the beginning of really understanding how you can contribute to things that is a mission that is bigger than you, a mission that is bigger than any one project, that is really about the kind of working on the collective good. And I found that opportunity and the various different roles that I played along the way really inspiring, and even made better, I would say, by the fact that the career officials and the agency folks that I worked with every day really, despite all of the abuse that I think federal officials take, are just both great and dedicated servants and really show what public service looks like. And so I am just really grateful for having had that experience. And I think when I left the Obama administration and was out for a while, I realized even more how much having that kind of that good in service of the public during that time was so important, and really kind of missed it in the work that I was doing. So there are three things that I think I always highlight as being really important on that journey, and I think it connects to, I think, no matter what you're doing or along the way. And I think in particular for young people who are working in environmental justice areas or just trying to get started in the environment, they could be important. Number one is just the importance of being with good people. And I was really blessed throughout my career to have that experience, to be always in environments where folks were trying to help me grow and develop, and that where I had a real chance to really be good, to focus on doing the work and doing it well, and having an opportunity to grow in that environment. I think that's particularly important and can sometimes be challenging for people of color who need to find environments where they feel like they are being supported and are comfortable. And so I just encourage people that it's kind of worth the push to get yourself set up, because once you are, you'll find that you're able to do so much more. The second thing is, I think recognizing that once you find that spot, it's just so important to show up, to be willing to take on new tasks, to kind of be open and flexible to how you can really engage on a broad range of issues that you might not have expected, because you never know where your passion is going to come from. You may not have had it coming in, but then once you're there and get involved in these things, I think that can be really really valuable to you and to your growth, and also lead you on a path to be able to create an environment for others, to kind of help mentor people, to help bring people along in the work that they're doing. So I think that notion of showing up wherever you are is really critical. And finally, and most important in some ways, is you got to figure out how to have fun in these places. Like wherever it is, if you're not finding some joy in the day, if you're not making some joy in the day, then you're not going to be your best. And so I just strongly encourage people to work on that issue, whatever it takes, however small it is. Sometimes that joy matters, and so I think that's really critical. But you'll find that you're much more able to get the hard work done, because the work is hard. I don't think I have to tell this room that. I'm really honored to be part of President Biden's team, and in particular because President Biden and Vice President Harris have so made environmental justice, environmental work, such pillars of what they are valuing in ways that we have not seen ever. And so having the chance to kind of represent in those circumstances, and to work and focus on centering environmental justice around what you would think would be three key and basic questions. How can we help people? How can we protect children and families? And how can we ensure that we are creating a future for future generations, creating a path for future generations? And the money that I mentioned earlier, huge, really important, but that connection to the folks on the ground, I think, is going to be the way we judge whether or not we have been successful at the work that we've done. And so I'm just proud of where we've started, but recognize that there's so much more that needs to be done, and really looking to partner with folks in this room and with organizations and entities that you are a part of, to make sure that we are successful in a task that we have to succeed at. We are dealing with existential at this point. That's where we are. I mean, when you look at what is happening right now in Florida and what Puerto Rico, and I mentioned on the call I was just on, the Florida and Puerto Rico, because they were front of mind, and one of the WEJAC members pointed out that the folks in Alaska went through something really severe just a few weeks ago, and they're still it doesn't just go away because the storm goes away. I mean, then that's when we're really in a place where people really have needs that we have to address. So I just want to say we really need your creativity and your enthusiasm and your hard work in order to be successful. And I'm just so grateful that you're standing up and ready to kind of do the hard work. If you were at the event last night, you've heard this quote before, but this is my favorite quote, so I'm going to leave it with you. It's by a man named John Wesley, who was a 18th century religious leader, and it's a quote that is on the whiteboard in my office that reads, "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can." And I read that every single day and think of that as being really the mission of what we are trying to accomplish in my organization and what I think the Biden-Harris administration is really all about. And I see that in the spirit that folks like you all kind of bring to the table. So I will say, don't ever stop advocating for what you believe in. Don't ever stop advocating for what you know is right. And don't ever stop advocating for climate justice, because we cannot allow ourselves to continue on paths that we have been on when we know of the harm that it's going to cause people. So thank you very much, and good night, and good luck to our awardees.
All right, that was a little bit low. Let's give a round of applause again to the first African American woman to serve as the chair of the Council on Environmental Quality. We gotta celebrate that. Indeed, yes. Resounding applause. Thank you so much, Chair Mallory. It means the world to us for you to take time, and I know your very busy schedule, to speak with us and share your journey. With that, we're going to bring back up our hostess with the mostest for our next selection for tonight's program.
Thank you so much, and another round of applause for Chairwoman Mallory. If you heard nothing else, I certainly hope you heard and took to heart her call to action, what we have to do in this space, and to do it with joy. Because one of the things that I believe I can say on behalf of both of us is that there's absolutely no reason in the world that first should mean only. And there are many of these spaces where we need to continue this work. One of the beautiful things about seeing all of our diversity in the climate space is the creativity that we bring to it. And I am so excited to introduce and bring now a poetic presentation, that creativity, Young, Gifted, and Green, from Kayla Shannon.
Hello everyone. Wow, this is the first time I'm seeing all of your beautiful faces. It's nice to be here. As she said, my name is Kayla Shannon. I am a junior political science major at the illustrious Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. I wear many hats. I hail from the Flint area in Michigan. I work in both nonprofit and for-profit spaces, advocating for marginalized communities and attacking the beast from any direction I can. But today, the hat that I'm wearing is an intern for the Flint Public Health Youth Academy. So shout out to my folks from there. And as she said, I have a poem to share with you all today, and this is entitled Young, Gifted, and Green. And just to give you some context, I wrote this poem in response to a camp that we held in partnership with Millennials for Flint over this summer, and I was just so honored and inspired by that opportunity to work so closely with Flint youth who inspire me in so many different ways. And so, yeah, as we get started, I like to start off my poems before just to set the atmosphere with a hush. So can you give me a hush? Thank you. To be young is to exist on the cusp of a revolution, caught in the crosswires of the generations which precede you, expected to remedy the ills you inherited, while being taught that power has an age limit. But these youth came prepared. They are more than simple sponges purposed to soak up the knowledge imparted upon them, but rather, they are catalysts of change, contributing to the culture and creativity of our time together, offering solutions while challenging the patchwork of corrupt systems, ready to bear fruit from the seeds planted by their instructors, each of them a representation of Flintstone's inherent power, each a spoke on the wheels that drive this movement, each necessary for the balance and sustainability of our work. They are the oil in the engine of a justice crusade. They remind us that there's still work to do. Remind me that others stand by my side in this battle against hatred and bigotry. I needn't fight on my own because they stand arm in arm with me, protecting equity. In a country that thrives by exploiting our differences, we choose love instead. We are more than our age. Though young, we are gifted and green. We are flowers bursting through concrete situations, returning nutrients to the soil that first nurtured us, our village, and our elders, supported by those who pass down the tools of education, adult allies who have accepted the charge of intergenerational edification, who are willing to go the extra mile to see us succeed. This camp was the epitome of progress. Community stakeholders building a legacy by bolstering those whose voices often go unheard. It is work like this that will win the war. Shift the current of our country, create a lasting change. We have all made our stamp on history, simply by being here, by participating in education, by having our voices heard, by telling our stories from our perspectives, by becoming more than a test subject, by embodying the curiosity of a researcher, by taking the reins of our revolution, by being young, by being gifted, and by choosing green. Thank you. And since I'm here and I am a proud member of Generation Z, I'm gonna ask you to follow me on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at speaks.marie. That is SPEAKS.MAREE, 2 E's, because I be speaking. Thank you.
Okay, y'all, let's give one more round of applause for Taylor Shannon. So I had the pleasure of getting to meet Kayla just in August when we held our inaugural, it's not on the screen just yet, but our inaugural Young Gifted and Green Summer Camp in Flint, Michigan. We had students as young as 9 years old, and we had students as up to age 17 all together working on understanding the principles of environmental justice, understanding what is environmental justice, what does that mean in a community like Flint, what does that mean to students, because we really wanted to make sure we're building a pipeline, and actually, as I heard yesterday, an ecosystem of opportunity. So not just a pipeline, but I like that. It's actually an ecosystem of opportunity for the students and for the youth to understand what's going on in their community. I think I should also say, and I think this is true, that Kayla came up with that poem during the camp. So if you were really listening, and we have this recorded, you'll hear really a story that's woven based on the experiences of the youth. So again, it's actually appearing on the screen. There will be a few pictures that you can take a look at from some of the experiences of our youth, and we're gonna be doing this every year, every summer, so we're looking forward to it next year. With that said, I have the pleasure of introducing our next award. This is going to our ally by Environmental Justice, and it's going to our partners at the Flint Public Health Youth Academy. So I'm going to ask that Dr. Kent also join us up here, as well as Mr. Amir Ellison Brown, so that they can say a few words and accept their award.
Well, greetings, everyone. We're so happy to be here. I'm Dr. Ken Key. I am a health disparities researcher and assistant professor at the medical school at Michigan State University.
Go green!
And the go green, right? And the founder of the Flint Public Health Youth Academy. As a Robert Wood Johnson Fellow, one of my strategic initiatives, the timing was perfect because the Flint water crisis was just starting. and the media all over the world pronounced a sentence on Flint's youth. Said that they would not have the IQ or the ability to compete scholastically, academically, and that they would have behavioral problems. So I made a decision that instead of allowing that to be a sentence of doom and gloom, and since these same youth had to experience the worst modern day public health crisis in the United States, that we would take this situation and turn it into a trajectory and catapult them into careers in public health, research, medicine, environmental justice, mental health, all of the things that we would need in order to come and to recover from the Flint water crisis. And so with that, we started the Flint Public Health Youth Academy. We've been going strong for a long time, and I'm just so excited that we've had so many young people. We reached over about 5,000 young people in all of our programs, but we have interns that we hire, and we give them a stipend every month so that they can design what the programs look like. It has to be for you. Some of y'all older, y'all know FUBU, for us, by us. So it has to be for you, by you. And so we're so excited. When Amir and Kayla first started, they were actually in high school. We've had some people as young as junior high starting out. Now they're in college. Now we have new middle school students with us. So we're just so excited to be here and to partner with the Black Millennials for Flint to give an opportunity and a platform for our young people to be the best of who they are. So I'll give this over to Amir and to Kayla.
So I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of background. So minorities, especially African Americans, are grossly underrepresented in fields of medicine, public health, and research. Yet minority communities, especially African Americans, bear the highest rate of health disparities across most health indicators, including heart disease, stroke, diabetes, infant mortality, and maternal mortality, to name a few. And so, as Dr. Key said, that's why this work began, because it's important for young people, especially those that were impacted by the Flint water crisis, to understand that they have the power and the value to make an impact on the issues that are affecting their lives and their families personally. I'm so honored to have been given this platform by the Flint Public Health Youth Academy and to have been offered so many different opportunities. And just to name a few of our accomplishments to date, FIA has been fortunate to develop a full curriculum, to host an annual summer youth, to host several annual summer youth camps, to launch a successful virtual talk show, A Youth Perspective. You can catch us on Facebook, Flint Public Health Youth Academy, every other Friday, starting this next Friday. Shameless plug. We have also hosted youth dialogues on racism as a public health crisis in Flint and Genesee County. We've conducted photo voice projects focused on the impact of systemic racism, COVID-19 environmental racism, etc. And we have also launched a youth-led health communications campaign on COVID-19 mental health and environmental racism, which has led to policy advocacy in those spaces. And so we're doing the work, and we're happy to do the work. And if only you could have seen youth as young as 8 and 9 years old excited about learning about public health. I hope that it gives you hope. I hope that we inspire you as much as you inspire us in the work that you do.
So hello everyone. I'm like one of the longest tenured FIA members. I've been with it since 2019, right out of high school, and I've been very blessed to be able to be part of this group. From the summer camp, what I saw, just working with the kids from age 8 to 17, like she said, just them soaking up the knowledge, that they're able to grasp everything we tell them. Every single lesson they learn, they're able to soak it up and really use it in real life. Use it in real life situations. So right now, there's an Ajax plant being built near a community of homes, right? So they're actually able to see how that affects their environment and can affect their health. And at such a young age, at 8 and 9. they can take this information and go with it as far as they choose to. The sky's the limit for them. So I'm very blessed, and yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. Very, very grateful. Thank you.
Okay, y'all, so we wanted to make sure we got the chance to speak and that you can meet our wonderful partners who, again, are getting the Ally by Environmental Justice Award, which we will be mailing. And I just want to also just say, I don't think I introduced myself. I feel like I'm with family, so I just literally went over my head. But I'm Michelle Maxson. I'm a co-founder and chief advocacy officer for Black Millennials for Flint. I'm also a scientist, and a lot of this work is near and dear because of the ways in which we need to translate this information for our communities. And getting to witness that over the summer with this esteemed team was, again, just truly a privilege. I think we also did not mention that you all will be at the American Public Health Association meeting coming up in November. They have 2 abstracts accepted. So where you all are sending about 8 students from across different universities to talk about their work, again, talk about this pipeline, this ecosystem of opportunity. So we're just super proud of the work that they're doing and this continued partnership and how it's going to grow over the years. So again, we are going to go ahead and keep our program going. I'm going to bring back up Latricia Adams so that she can go and award our actual awardees. And we're going to have you all come right up.
Thank you so much for sticking with us and listening to these great celebratory remarks. We're going to move into acknowledging our awardees who are in person. So one key thing, we have 40 people from all across the country, y'all, that are doing phenomenal work in environmental justice. So what I'm going to do, I am going to call up our awardees in person. If we can make brief remarks, I know it's a little bit chilly. Y'all get some libations still if it's something to get warm. And if it's just a libation to keep you warm and fuzzy. All right, so we will begin. If I can have our first 5 awardees, Mr. Ahmad Perez, Elena Chuni, Aaliyah Holt, Anna Rodney, and Dr. Anthony D. Kinslow. If you can come forward.
Thank you so much, everyone. Just an immense sense of gratitude to everyone in the room, Black Millennials for Flint, Chair Mallory and CEQ, and everyone in this room for just making sure my generation has a future to look forward to. So thank you so much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elena Chuni, and I am so thankful. When I received the email, they were like, "Oh, you're nominated for an award." I was like, "Oh, for what?" I've been doing this work for about 7 or 8 years, and I am also an attorney. And when I started, I was like, there's no way I just have to do environmental law and protect trees and fish. So I was like, how can I make more of an impact to my community? Because growing up in Detroit, Michigan, and going to school right next door to a trash incinerator, I'm like, there has to be more that I can do. So I made it a point to say that whatever job I take, I'm going to say I want to do environmental justice. And from that day, 7 years ago, I've been doing this work, and it's been the most gratifying thing that I've done. And there's still a lot of work to do, but thank you all so much.
Good evening. My name is Aaliyah Holt. I was the litter prevention ambassador for Black Millennials for Flint 2019. I just want to say I keep seeing this word community in all of my social medias and the work that I do. So let's make sure we know what community means, and we have plenty of work to do. Thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. Y'all almost missed me. It's 40 over 40 thing. So Black women have been spilling their blood, sweat, and tears into this earth since we were brought to this country. This earth has graced us in birth, yielded medicine from unfamiliar crops, and given us solace in the darkness of our walk to freedom. We are the keepers of the land, intuitively pulling magic and blessings from the earth, adapting and learning ourselves through our connection to the land as a means of survival.
Since we have existed in this country, our wombs have been deeply intertwined with the earth that we have tilled and cultivated. The marriage between maternal health revolution and environmentalism have long existed hand in hand with each other. It is through this work, our ancestors, that we are standing here today in such a position to continue to steward the scraps that we were given as we continue to spin them into gold for ourselves and our future. I give thanks for the community of organizers that I have found in my journey towards radical correction of the reality of institutionalized terrorism of Black and brown peoples. Thank you for this recognition, but more importantly, thank you for the partnership and home I have found in this community of activism. I would like to dedicate this award to Annika, Lucy, and Betsy, and I acknowledge the land I stand on as the land of the Piscataway people and Nottoway people, and give thanks to the ancestors that have paved and cleared the way for my work. I hear your call, and I'm committed to continuing my work until it is done. Thanks.
That made me kind of emotional, sorry. So, first off, Aggie Pride. Oh, she knew what she was supposed to do. It's okay, it's okay. So, this is just beautiful because so often I'm the only one in the room. And so with that, I want to first thank God, because if he wasn't there for me to talk to when no one else was, I wouldn't be here. I want to thank my wife, who's at home right now holding it down with the two little ones. I want to thank my dad, who has done nothing but, where are you? There you are. Who has done nothing but support me, and no matter how audacious my goals and my dreams were, he just said, what can I do to help? I want to thank my mom, who I lost when I was 18, but was a constant example of determination, of love, and of building community, which is what is essential for this type of work. I'll leave with saying, we are our last hope. The only way to accelerate our transition is for us to be in the front, is for us to lead. And so thank you all for your work, and let's keep moving.
Y'all don't make my lashes come fall off the ground tonight. All right, we're going to bring up our next set of awardees. If you can join me at the podium, Mr. and Mrs. Bobby and DeRavia Rich, Cecile Brown, Cynthia Gutierrez, Dakota Gantz, Dorian Blathers, Jamaica Hotman, and Jamani Overby.
Hey y'all. Well, I am the Master Gardener and the horticulturalist at Black Seeds Urban Farms. Black Seeds Urban Farms is a inner city urban farm, and we take blighted land and we turn blight land into ecological spaces that aren't only serving the ecology, but also serving the direct residents around our garden. And so our garden is in an area that has been intentionally disinvested. And so we all know that blight is a direct consequence of redlining. And Memphis has a lot of redlining. And so shout out Memphis, right? And also, I'm glad that the gentleman spoke just before we did, because I also wear my heart on my sleeve as well. Very emotional guy, but like you said, we are our last hope. And for example, we take our work very seriously. We have a direct communication, a direct relationship with our neighbors. We call them our neighbors. So the data that we collect, the food that we grow, everything that we do, we're talking to our people around us. And that's what we're missing really from agriculture, y'all. A lot of things need to be regenerated, not just the soil, but also the relationships between the producer and the consumer, right? So we'll get into that later. I'm not gonna get in my soapbox because my wife told me I only had 3 minutes. But I do wanna say that this is our moment. And I know we feel lonely sometimes because we're pioneering something, but we are on the brunt of something that's very, very important. And I love what everybody's doing. I can't wait to talk to all y'all after this. I'm gonna let my wife take it from here and close it out. Thank y'all so much for the acknowledgement.
Good evening to each and every one of you. My husband Bobby and I, we are so honored to receive this award. Thank you again, Latricia Adams and Black Millennials for Flint for acknowledging us. Again, we come from Memphis, Tennessee. Yes, put it up for the M. But for so long, my husband and I have been doing this for, we keep count because our daughter is almost 7 years old. But we've been doing this for close to 7 years. And when we first started doing this, we were the only young, Black people in our city who really took fresh food resources and giving access to people in communities who don't have it. So this, like you mentioned, this work is very serious to us. Our tagline at Black Seeds Urban Farms is putting the commune back into community. And that's exactly what we do. Not only was our garden, our fresh food garden created to grow fresh foods, but we created it for the people in our neighborhood. That space was created for people to commune and to just enjoy the natural benefits of being outside. Because you all know, we live in a techie world and not too many kids, they don't do the outdoor thing anymore. But our purpose is to show people that nature has many, many benefits and to get people back to eating organic foods and just having an organic, holistic approach in everything. So again, thank you all for acknowledging us. And if you all are on Instagram, please follow us at Black Seeds Urban Farms. We are totally committed to our journey and creating more green space in the Memphis area. Thank you again. Hey everyone, my name is Cecile Brown. I'm the Communications Manager for Political Affairs and Climate at the Environmental Defense Fund. First, I just have to give praise and glory to the Most High because without Him, none of this would be possible. To Latricia and the entire Black Millennials for Flint team, I just want to thank y'all for creating this platform to uplift young EJ leaders. It just means so much to us. Also I have to acknowledge the pioneers of the EJ movement, Dr. Wright, Dr. Bullard, Dr. Ben Chavis, Bernice Miller-Travis, folks like Chair Mallory, who just paved the way for youngsters like me to continue this work. To my family, my friends, my sorors, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and just especially my husband. I just couldn't be just more grateful for your support. My husband, y'all, he listens to me talk about the intersection of clean energy and equity all day, every day, and he puts up with my recycling antics at home, so I just gotta shout out my boo. To my DC government colleagues, Tommy Wells, Julia Christian, Chris Brown, Gwendolyn Cofield, Larissa Etwaru, Alfred Gamble, Lisa Gilmore, Emil King, Kendra Wiley, thank y'all for just encouraging me, supporting me, and getting me started in my environmental career. And just have to say thank you to my EDF colleagues, Keith Gaby, Matt Trousseau, Margot Brown, Heather Tony, Rory Muhammad, Elise Brooks, Flo McAfee. Thank you, Flo, for everything that you do for us. Maggie Fitzgerald, Hannah Black, Kendra Hughes, Esther Sosa, Antonio Perinache, Greg Lane, Peter Seisman, Almeda Cooper, Chandler Green. Working and growing with y'all every single day is what keeps me going in my environmentalism career. And y'all just keep me motivated to do this work. This award tonight is not about me. It's about the movement. It's about giving back. And I'm just using this as motivation to keep the work going to center equity and environmental justice and climate action. So thanks, y'all.
Good evening.
My name is Cynthia Gutierrez. I'm a reproductive justice activist, and I'm clear that my work and our collective liberation for Black and brown people is tied to the environmental justice movement. For people who have the autonomy to expand their families, we all deserve to raise our babies in hoods with breathable air, clean water, free from toxins, without gun violence, and fear of losing our children to police brutality. From the Ohlone land in East Oakland, California, Nicaragua, El Salvador, and the ecosystems all over this country, I'm deeply humbled to do this work with all of you. Thank you, Black Millennials for Flint, for this award. I dedicate this award to my 18-month-old son, Cesar Min. May he know a world that embodies true environmental justice in his lifetime. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Dakota Gant. I would just like to thank you all so much. Thank you, Black Millennials for Flint, for all that you're doing, for creating a space that many tried to keep you out of, but you prevailed every time. I would like to thank my family, and a very special thank you to the woman I call my EJ fairy godmother, Flo McAfee. Thank you for fostering and fanning this fire for environmental justice. She's amazing, and she is such a part. She's a big part of why I'm here. I'm just so honored to be receiving this award, and I am so proud to be standing here surrounded by all of this Black and brown excellence dedicated to advancement and justice. As many of you know, we are so often the only ones in the room. However, tonight, to look around and feel the power emanating for all of you dedicated and amazing individuals is very overwhelming. And the fact that we don't have to ask for a seat at the table, but we require our own table, is something that is beautiful. So let's keep on fighting the good fight and making good trouble. Thank you.
Hello, hello, party people. My name is Jamika Hodnett, and I'm the Executive Director of Rise to Thrive. We are an all Black and brown-led, women of color, climate justice organization. We were started because we found out at our organization that we were paid 12% less than everybody else on staff. And so we took that and turned it into something beautiful and brilliant. And now we've started this support network for women of color. So look us up, Rise to Thrive. Shout out to my wonderful board chairs over there, Ashley and Tanae. They have been so wonderful. And I just want to say thank you all so much for this honor. I want to see us not only being leaders in the movement, but also getting paid for our work. No more unpaid labor, no more getting to the back, no more, getting pushed to the side. It's time for us to take our space in this movement. So thank you all so much, and it's great to see your lovely faces.
Good evening, I'm Jamani Overby, and I serve as the DC Conservation Advocate at Audubon Naturalist Society. I first like to say all glory to God for giving me the capacity to do this work. Thank you to Black Millennials for Flint for this award and the creation of this beautiful space. It's an honor to be here and have an opportunity to be inspired and hear about all the amazing work that everybody is doing. Thank you to Audubon Naturalist Society, my friends, family, my man, supporters, partners, funders, and keeping me motivated to do this work. Congratulations to all of the awardees, and let us continue to lead this charge in environmental justice. Thank you, and be safe.
Hello, good evening. My name is Dorian Paul Blythers, and I'm honored to serve as Deputy Chief of Staff for Operations at the U.S. EPA. I first and foremost want to thank Black Millennials for Flint, to my dear friends, Patricia Adams, to Michelle Madsen, to the entire leadership board. Thank you all for building this organization. Thank you all for providing this space. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On behalf of Administrator Regan, my boss, who brings greetings, I bring greetings in his absence. Also want to appreciate you all. It has been his charge from day one at our agency that at EPA, we will inject EJ into its DNA. And that is evidence of what happened this past weekend in Warren, North Carolina. where we of course celebrated the launch of the first ever Office of Environmental Justice and External Civil Rights. I want to recognize my EPA colleagues who are here, our Associate Administrator for, where is she? There she is, Rosemary Inabakri for Public Engagement and Environmental Education, to her deputy, Lonnie Cortez Russell, of course to Chair Mallory, our administration colleague at CEQ, and to all of the other EPA. If you're an EPAer, can you raise your hand? Shout out to all of our colleagues at EPA. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Y'all have a good night.
We're going to keep this going with celebrating Black and Brown excellence. If I can have to join me at the podium, Jeremiah Lowry, Karina Martinez, Keisha Pearson, Kiara Rutherford, Christina White, and Leonina Ares-Mende. If I mispronounced your last name, I apologize, but I got Leonina right.
Awesome. Let me quickly say thank you to Black Millennials for Flint. This has been a really inspiring night. Just like listening to all these speakers really had me in tears and really had me really inspired to continue this work. And so I really want to start off by thanking everyone in this room for the work that you do. It's really amazing stuff. And also let me quickly thank, I'm with the Washington Area Bicycles Association. I'm a local organizer here in Washington, D.C. Let me first thank the staff of the Washington Area Bicycles Association. Let me thank the board, Nick and Deborah back there. Woo woo. Michaela back there as well. Also, I'll be remiss that I thank my parents as well. Shout out to my parents for being amazing people. Thank you again, y'all. This is amazing. Like, everyone in the room is amazing. I really appreciate this award. I think it's really meaningful because we do hard work. We organize, we push, we create legislation, we push legislation, we change the world. And I think every once in a while, like, we need like an opportunity to celebrate us, you know? And so Black Millennials of Flint created that space for us. And so I really appreciate that. And so thank everybody for the support, and I appreciate it.
Hi everyone, I'm Karina Martinez. I just want to say thank you so much to Black Millennials for Flint, for Latricia, for all of her brilliant work, and to Felipe Benitez, who is the most amazing executive director at Corazon Latino. I'm thrilled to be here in DC, standing with all of you tonight. I just want to acknowledge how much of an influence we are on the most powerful institution on earth. So I think that's really cool. For all of us, and just between us 40 under 40, you know, we're shaking up the status quo. Really we are. And so it's as remarkable as it is necessary as well. And just to share a little bit about Corazon Latino, since we did get that 2 minutes up here, we believe in the reciprocity of our actions, so that if we exploit our Madre Tierra, we'll also expose ourselves to harmful effects, but we disrupt our natural order and our harmony with our earth. And an American poet and preacher once noted that the universe is a vast system of exchange, that every artery of it is in motion, throbbing with reciprocity from the planet to the rotting leaf as well, which means that if we protect our Madre Tierra, she will also provide for us. So I'm grateful to be here with people who truly care about expanding who the us includes, and by having the courage to fight for environmental justice, to lead the future of the environmental justice movement, and to strive for a cleaner and greener tomorrow. That's all of us in this room. So thank you so much to everyone, but especially to Latricia, who's just a brilliant mind. Thank you.
Hello again, everybody. Again, my name is Kiara Rutherford. I'm taking my director hat off and putting on my activist hat. So this is Kiara Rutherford, the activist. Shout out to my good sis earlier who held it down for those of us who made it in on the age limit by the hair of our chin. That's me. And like Lene says, for those who are familiar, I'm gonna keep it black, but I'm gonna keep it brief. Okay, so thank you so much for this immense honor. It is truly a privilege to be recognized along so many EJ warriors. When we talk about EJ environmental justice, these aren't just buzzwords and talking points. We're talking about people. You know, people are losing their lives, their homes, their livelihood as we speak. And so we owe it to those people to do this work and continue this work and make this work bigger and stronger every day. And so environmental justice is very, very personal to me. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Any Ohioans? Okay. Ohio, okay. Which according to the EPA, and shout out to our EPA friends, has one of the fastest growing urban heat island effects of any major U.S. city. And this impacts health, wildlife, and the economy. And so some of you may already know that extreme heat kills more Americans than any other weather event and can lead to illnesses such as heat stroke and exhaustion. But not everyone's risk is the same. A 2021 EPA report concluded that Black folks tend to live 40 to 59% more likely than non-Black folks to live in high-impact mortality areas. And so this stat has a massive impact on issues that are pertaining to maternal health and infant mortality. And as someone who is expecting my own little bub, I owe it to them and everyone to keep doing the work to make our communities a healthier place to live. So again, thank you so much for this honor, and it's truly a blessing to be here with all of you. Thanks.
Hi everyone, I'm Reverend Leonina Arisimendi, and I wanted to share a quote with y'all that I'm sure you definitely understand. Environmentalism without class struggle is just gardening, and Chico Mendes said that. I want to give a special thanks to Farmers Footprint and their editorial team and the Circle of Creatives for the opportunity to be able to write what's most important to me, which is this. Every delicious bite that we had tonight, and indeed most food that we consume daily, comes from the labor of farm workers, most of whom are undocumented. So tonight, I want to thank the 11 million plus people living and working undocumented. They called us essential before, and now we need everyone to say it and mean it through amnesty. And most specifically, I want to thank the folks that trusted me to write their stories and their lives this year. And so this is for us. And I also want to thank every one of you for your dedication towards liberation, and thank you for the honor to be among you tonight, and to all of those who made this possible. Thank you.
Hello everybody. My name is Keyshawn Pearson. I'm here on behalf of Memphis Community Against Pollution. Previously, Memphis Community is the pipeline. And first and foremost, I always have to give thanks to God, Lord and Savior, Protector. I always want to do a speech and hold an award in my hand. So I took my award out so I can hold it here. This award actually means a lot, and I think one of the most important things I want to advocate for everyone here is to celebrate yourself and celebrate your work. Everything you do matters. Our ancestors came here with nothing and less than that, and we have grown to a place where we can influence the future generations and their experiences, and that is worth celebrating. I want to give thanks to my family, my mother, my father, who made sacrifices for me and my 4 brothers their entire lives. And I want to dedicate this to both of my grandmothers who, due to environmental racism in Memphis, Tennessee, lived in a place where there are 17 toxic release facilities, which shortened their lives. And so they're not here to celebrate with me, but I'm going to take this and take this back in celebration. And the last thing I want to say to us all, in addition to thank you to Black Millennials for Flint, is that The challenge to our entire generation is environmental justice work. There will be no generations far beyond us without the energy that we dedicate. And so I urge us all to really make our communities understand the urgency around what is necessary and what we have to do to ensure a future for everyone. Without the work here, nothing else will exist. And so that is the charge that I leave you all with here today, and the thanks for what you're already doing. Again, thank you, Latricia, and thank you all.
As we round out our final recipients, last but not least, we have Christina White, Paul Presidou, Philip Wilson, Dr. Reagan Patterson, Shanika Watson, and Terrence Brown.
Good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be standing in front of all of you today. This is especially heartwarming for me because Black Millennials for Flint is an organization that I helped to co-found. And I am extremely and eternally grateful for this honor. I am also extremely grateful for my Climate Reality cohorts and colleagues being here tonight, so thank you. Thank you so much. This work is hard. You know, this work is hard. It is extremely tiring, and yet we persevere. It is necessary and it is needed. And, you know, I'm in this fight, you know, for Black and brown communities to thrive for a lifetime. I can't pass on a world to my son and to future generations that is inhabitable. And so I am eternally grateful for this space, this opportunity. Michelle, Latricia, thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you guys very much.
Hey everybody, I'm Phil Wilson. I'm the Senior Director of Metropolitan Blue Bureau Social Change Agency. And just a couple weeks ago, University of Maryland hosted their 8th Annual Environmental Justice Summit. And on the last day of that summit, I was honored to be able to sit in the room with a number of the elders who started this movement as they commemorated the 40-year anniversary of the start of the environmental justice movement. And in that moment, I was really awestruck, and I also felt really empowered to be in a room with Black and brown men and women who are committed to this work, just like a lot of the people here are. And those same emotions are with me now. So I just want to say thank you so much to all of you for the work that you do. And I want to invite you and encourage you to stay strong, because the work isn't easy and it's not always fun, but it's wonderful when we can get together like this and just celebrate the fact that we're all in it. So thank you.
Good evening. My name is Shanika Watson. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I would first like to thank Black Millennials for Flint for just pushing me, because Latricia pushes you. But thanks so much just for trusting to even do the work in environmental justice. I definitely like to thank my first cousins, because every time they see something about Black Millennials for Flint, they're like, what are y'all doing? Where are y'all going? So it's great to know that people are always just watching you. As I continue to learn, I continue to help people in my community learn. As I continue to grow, I continue to help others grow. Thank you so much for this honor. You all have a good night.
Good evening, everyone. 70 years ago. I'm not going to do that to y'all. First, I want to give thanks to God and my parents, Terrence Brown Sr. My dad always wanted me to put the SR in the end. My mom, Rhonda Brown, and my little baby sister, Tierney Brown, because for everything that I am and I've been able to do, it started with them. And then I want to give thanks to Latricia and Black Millennials of Flint. like for truly creating this space and this family to serve Black and brown communities and marginalized communities when I thought I was in this fight alone. It's funny how I got introduced to EJ. I used to work with an after-school program, and I remember one of my kids, I called them my kids because that's how I felt about them, in South Memphis, and really bright, always had a smile on his face. He was kind of feeling sluggish one day, and I asked him, "What's wrong, buddy?" And he basically told me that they didn't have any food in the house. They didn't have access to foods, like it was just empty. Even like some of my other kids, they would come up to me and say, "Hey, Mr. Brown, you gonna eat that?" And like in my mind, I'm like, "Yeah, I would," but I'm like, "Go ahead and give it to you, little brother." And it really took me down this path, and eventually I found Black Millennials for Flint through my sister Shaniqua, made shouts, to really do something about it, because at the end of the day, I felt like I had a problem with that. So taught myself like how to start urban gardens, how to grow things. Come to find out, like I have family, friends, even my mom's best friend who started like taking up these skills and knowledge, and the pandemic really highlighted that level of access that we need in our communities. And now, unfortunately, it's turned into a competition, but this work we do, and we go the extra mile to make a difference in our Black and brown communities. It's such an important thing. It crosses generations, and the beauty of it all is these skills, this level of access in these spaces we can create for our people in our communities. It's going to long outlast us, and it's going to change lives. So just want to say thank you, and y'all have a great night. And shout out to Memphis.
Hi everyone, my name is Dr. Reagan Patterson, and I'm an assistant professor of environmental engineering at UCLA. Hey, go Bruins. I first want to thank Black Millennials for Flint for this award. It is an honor to be among a cohort of folks who inspire me to do this work and to bring this work into the classroom and into my research. And Chairwoman Mallory mentioned joy. It gives me so much joy to celebrate this award and honor with friends. I don't know why I get emotional sometimes, but I really appreciate y'all being here with me. And I really want to dedicate this to the people who paved the way for me, really the person who is my grandmother, who is a retired English teacher, who taught her family how to read and write. And I feel as though I am now taking that into the university setting. And I also believe it's important to call our ancestors into the room. And I want to call in my great-great-uncle, who was actually the first in my family to earn a PhD and taught at Prairie View A&M. And so I am continuing the legacy. And in my work, I hope to inspire those to continue to dream and imagine a world that we have not even seen yet before. And so I thank you. And I'm going to get off because I'm crying too much.
Good evening, everyone. I want to take this moment because where I come from is not to anything but look like us in the environmental community. We're all here because we care, and because we're personally invested in addressing climate change and uplifting our environmental justice communities. I lost my mother when I was 4 months old by a tree falling on her due to an episode of climate whiplash. But somehow I became the Environmental Advisory Committee chair in the state where she passed away, the city of New Rochelle, New York. And that's through the grace of God. I'm here now to make sure that I accept this award, not on behalf of the work that I'm doing, but on behalf of all the people that are qualified that look like me but just never got a chance to lead in the environmental field. It's important that we know what we're doing and most importantly, where we came from. My mother was born in Santiago de Cali, Colombia. My father, who's here with me right now, immigrated from here, from St. Mark, Haiti, at the age of 17 with a student visa. We need to make sure we uplift each other and we support each other with all of our power, because one day the clock is going to tick and we're going to be 40. It's about the next people that are going to be coming through here, getting this award, being involved in the conference, and do what they're really good. There's a saying, I can say it in Spanish and I'll say it in English. Un palo que nace doblado, jamás un tronco endereza. a crooked tree never straightens a trunk. But I recognize all of you. You're all here straight, you're upright. It's important that we all empower each other, because where I'm from, New Rochelle, and where I'm in Westchester County, we have a sewage treatment plant that disproportionately impacts the city of Yonkers. It's over 70% people of color. Where waste incinerated in the city of Peekskill, it's over 65% people of color. All of our garbage is being incinerated in Peekskill. That's putting over 580 million pounds of CO2 and hazardous materials into the air, putting people on a pathline to get a cancer. So I'd like to get confidence for all of you, hear what you're doing. And that's why this network is very, very important. I look forward to working with all of you, connect with all of you kids on Slack, GroupMe. Let's just make sure we all stay connected and continue to do what we need to be doing. Thank you, Black Millennials for Flint. I look forward to working with all of you, seeing the great work you're all doing.
Hi everyone, Alyssa Lyon here. I'm so sorry I couldn't be with you all there in person, but I am here out in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Really honored and excited to receive this award. Thank you so much to Dr. Harold Rickenbacker for the nomination, and thank you so much for the Black Millennials for Flint for recognizing the work that is being done out here by the Black Environmental Collective and our 100+ constituent network and our Black leaders out here. And to the other awardees, you deserve this. Provide yourself grace as you go forward in doing this work. It's not easy, but we're all here for an awesome cause. Once again, thank you so much for everyone and this award and this moment. It does not go unmissed, and I humbly accept. I really appreciate it.
My name is Anali Shlayudo Santos. I'm 27 years old. I live, work, and play in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I am so honored to accept the Young Gifted and Green's 40 Under 40 Award nomination. I operate and thrive at the intersection between environmental justice and the ever-expanding definition of what it means to be in right relation with ourselves, with each other, and with the planet around us, as well as our ancestors past and present. I spend most of my time with young folks, training my apprentices how to become community organizers that operate through the lens of environmental justice. I'm so honored to be recognized for this award, and I wish I could be there in person. Thanks, everyone.
Hello, my name is Asha Kaylee, and I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you for the award. Thank you for acknowledging my time and my effort I put into my community. I just want to say this. I want us all to continue to lead, continue to pour into our communities, continue to pour into people, even in our greatest times. I want to say thank you. Thank you to my mother, Raina. Thank you to my friend Courtney Bell and AP3. Thank you to Nicholas, my brother Tony, my brother Anthony, my brother DJ. I want to say thank you to my sisters, Jamisha and Shania. I want to say thank you to my godmother, Shanice. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who have poured into me when I couldn't pour into myself. Even through my own trials and tribulations, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I'm so sorry I couldn't be there with you guys tonight. And I hope you guys leave here continuing pouring into your communities, continuing to pour into people, because it takes just one to make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you so much to the Black Millennials for Flint for recognizing me for the Young Gifted and Green 40 Under 40 Award. I am so incredibly honored and humbled by this, and 100K Ideas, we do our best to ensure that innovation continues to thrive in this community, especially those with environmental passions. Thank you so much for this honor. I'm incredibly grateful.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Carrington, and I am so honored to be nominated for the Young Gifted and Green 40 Under 40 list. It really means a lot, and I just want to say thank you and shout out to Latricia, Black Millennials for Flint. Say shout out to MLK 50, Justice Through Journalism, and really everybody in my second home of Memphis, Tennessee. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to celebrate with y'all in person, but I think even miles away, we can still take time to celebrate the great environmental justice work that's being done around this country. To me, it's not just a celebration of individuals, but really the power of our people. I've seen literal mountains of injustice moved in Dallas. I've seen Memphis stand unmoved against billion-dollar corporations. And as a journalist, I think it's important to highlight those stories of power, because seeing those wins and the work of other young people push for justice, it encourages me, and I hope it inspires y'all as well. So thank you so much for this honor. I hope y'all stay encouraged with this work, and I really do appreciate it. God bless.
Hi, everyone. I'm so honored to receive this award alongside so many incredible environmental and climate justice organizers, activists, and leaders. This moment is actually full circle for me, as one of the launching moments for my work in this movement was at the 2018 CBC Green Room Awards, where I saw Black Millennials for Flint awarded the Green Room Award of Excellence. I wouldn't be where I am today without my mentors, one of which is Larry Williams Jr., who I met at that event, who gave me my first internship. Or my other mentors, Reverend Yearwood or Tamara Toza Laughlin, and so many other people. I wouldn't be where I am today without my ancestors, without my family, or without the other co-founders of Generation Green. So thank you all so much. Thank you to all the young Black organizers and activists across the global Black diaspora doing this work, moving mountains, shifting the narrative, changing spaces. I have so much gratitude to be able to show up and do this work unapologetically as me. And I encourage others to do so. So I appreciate you all, and I hope everybody takes care. Be safe.
Hello, great people. My name is Amari Smith, and I am from the great city of Flint, Michigan. I'd first like to thank God for this opportunity. I'd also like to thank Black Millennials for Flint for the platform and the exposure and efforts put towards all things environmental justice, especially in our Black and Brown communities. I'd also like to thank you all the award recipients, and all those that are out here doing things in the name of environmental justice. The last thing I ask is that you all continue to stay encouraged. Please stay encouraged and continue to show love in all that you say and do.
Hello, I'd like to thank everyone at Black Millennials for Flint for reaching out and giving me this award. It is much appreciated. I want to thank everyone that has supported this far on Instagram, on YouTube, everyone that has liked, everyone that has commented, everyone that has shared. It could have been done without you. Everyone that has been a part of the interviews has been amazing. And I don't want to stop at just California. I want to reach every single reservation, every single barrio that's out there. And I've done it with your guys' help. So hopefully this is another step to getting our voices heard as Indigenous people. And I'd like to thank everyone over there at Black Millennials for Flint for this opportunity. And anyone out there that is supporting, thank you. Much love.
Award. It's such an honor to be part of a passionate and dedicated group of Black and Brown people. Thank you so much to my colleagues at Fresh Energy for nominating me. Major shout out to Bree for being such an encouraging colleague and friend. Thank you to the people along the way that have collaborated with me in environmental justice work over the years. I'm extremely grateful to those who pushed me into leadership and advocacy roles, especially at times when I felt the pressure of imposter syndrome. With your support, I realized that at the intersection of energy, environmental, and housing justice is where I want to dedicate my work. I will continue to advocate for anti-racist, equitable policies that result in truly healthy, truly safe, and truly affordable housing. Thank you again. Thank you so much for this recognition.
Hello, everyone. I'm Xavier Ball for Black Millennials for Flint. Thank y'all for nominating for the 40 Award. I truly appreciate it. I will continue to be most valuable to my family, my community, and my nation as a whole. I appreciate everyone that's involved. I appreciate all of y'all. I'll see y'all next year. Thank you so much.
Can we get another applause for these beautiful Black and Brown champions and eBay? I am actually not going to give the last word today. Can I have the phenomenal, the environmental Black girl magic scientist, and I'm proud to call my sister and co-founder Michelle Mapson. Where you at, sis? Come to the podium. Strala, Black girl magic scientist. Howard alum. I was waiting for the HU right here. Okay, HU. There we go. Okay.
Okay, y'all, I don't have anything prepared, but I just want to say I was so inspired by all of the words tonight, all of the awardees, getting to review the work that you do. You are more than deserving to be in this space. We need you, and it's been just an honor to work with a lot of you tonight and over the years. We are, like 6-7 years in this game? Okay, so it was really, again, just a pleasure to do this work and to throw this phenomenal event tonight. wherever y'all go next, be safe, be warm, be Black, be blessed. And with that, also our bar is still open. We will have more past hors d'oeuvres coming, so please stick around as we close up and close down. And yeah, we also have a step and repeat where you can take some pictures. And please do, I was gonna say please, Ms. Kayla Shannon got me thinking like we have to plug our Instagram, which is Black Millennials for Flint. So go ahead and follow us, and we would love to see your posts. And again, keep in touch with us, especially online with our upcoming events. All right, have a good night, y'all.
Can't take my eye off you. Can't take my eye off you. Dim gal, don't got nothing on you. Don't got nothing on you. My heart is ready for something I haven't had in a long time. True love crime, I hope you know that it may hurt for a while. Let's slow down, slow it down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa, you're nice. Watch a movie right by your side on duty. Not too much or too sweet. Ooh, passion from your truly. Let me know how you feel. Hope I'm not in too deep. Miwa, Phoebe, Fija, Fever. Won't be alone forever. Get through the storm together. Ooh, girl, make some room. I know you still, you're not.